cool. Okay. Good morning. And for you guys, so thank you for coming. First of all, thank you so much for coming. I know that's one day before Thanksgiving. Hi, Pat. And okay, let me tell for what I'm gonna do. I don't have a completely presentation. So what I'm saying is, I want to share with each one of you my experience of having my business, coming from another country, and being here all this time. I think that I love what we have here, that we can, talk to each other, and I can tell what worked for me and what didn't work for me, and we go from there. So please ask me questions. Let's talk. If I say something that you don't agree, let me know, and we are gonna make this more a conversation than a presentation. Okay, for you guys that you don't know me, my name is Cristina Bertero. You can tell that I'm not from Ohio. I used to say that I'm from Pittsburgh. People don't believe me, but telling the truth, I'm from Brazil. I brought my husband, so just Fernando, just to make sure that he wants to make sure that I'm gonna behave good. Good luck with that. Okay.
How am I gonna do that?
It's not gonna work. So it's not gonna work. So what's happened is we moved 20 years ago because he was transferred to here with the company that he used to work for. That was Cummings at that time. So I used to be an attorney in my country, and he's come to me and said, okay, what do you think about move to the United States? And I said, well, let's go. It's going to be fun. I was naive and young, and I said that would be a great experience for me to come. Didn't know what I was doing that time, thanks God, or I wouldn't become, I believe. So I couldn't say one word in English. I didn't know the culture. I didn't know anything. But we came. We came. I raised my kids. We moved a lot. I raised my kids during several years, at the point that we were living in Pennsylvania, and come to a point that I started to see my kids growing and going away, so going to college. And I said, what am I gonna do now? What am I gonna do with all this energy that I have? I cannot imagine myself knitting at home. So we moved to Ohio because Fernando was transferred again, and I was following him again. We moved to Ohio, and at that point I knew that I would like to open my own business. So we talked, and I bought Embroider Me. Embroider Me is a huge franchise. We have around 500, 600 stores around the world, and I own the location in North Olmsted. Love it, did a lot of homework, bought the franchise, and the first week, I started to cry as a baby because I said, okay, now I'm completely in trouble because I signed all the papers and I put all my money. What am I gonna do now? So this is how everything started. That was about 5 years ago, that when I opened the store. It was very, very hard. And one thing, I bought Embroider Me because I knew that I needed to buy a franchise. I knew that I need the assistance, mainly coming from another country and didn't know how things work here very much. I need the assistance to start a business. So everything starts to go well, but you don't know what you don't know. So it was a big, big struggle at the beginning. And I figured it out that, you know what, like any other business, there is only one way that you can do this. It's through networking, it's through relationship. What I do, everything, it is about relationship. I have a huge sign in my office that I would love to have every one of you to come over and have a coffee with me. That usually I say, come have a Brazilian coffee. Fernando says, stop lying to the customer. It's not Brazilian, it's Folgers. What are you talking about? So anyways, I would love to have everyone there because it's a very interesting place to be. You are going to see all the machines running. You are going to see everything that's happened. But before I talk a little bit about the business, you are going to see a big sign that I have in my office that says, grab your customer heart first. The wallet will come eventually. And that's the most, I think this is the base for everything. We need to create the relationships or you don't have anything. Anyways, going back a little bit, what do? Embroidery promote other business. So we are gonna be able to put the logo of other business in everything that you can even imagine. Not just garments, but promotional material. So pens, mugs, everything. So how do we promote other business? We promote through three things. We do embroidery, and we have the machines running to do the uniforms, embroidery, hats, jackets, everything. We do screen printing and garment printing, so we are gonna do t-shirts, and we do promotional items. Everything is done in-house. When you talk about embroidery and screen printing, every promotional item I send out. We don't have the machines, so I send out, and I will do little things with some of the machines that I have. But it is a fun industry because we deal with any kind of customers. And we have some fun stories. About a year ago, we have the SWAT Parma that is a very, very good customer of us. So you have to picture this. The guys come with the big black SUV and stop inside, and you have 3 or 4 that big guys, hot guys, you know, that guy's looking good. Sorry, husband. So these guys come and we do a lot of all the golf outings, everything that they need, like golf balls and tees, everything that they give away because they have a huge golf outing. So you need to picture this. The guys come, we do all the promotion, we talk to them, and they go about 15 minutes after come another van and stop in front of my store from the church in downtown. So you have 2 priests coming out, and you need to picture my neighbors looking what the Brazilian woman is doing there. So it is just crazy. First you have the SWAT Parma, and now you have the priests coming. But that's to show that any person can be a customer of ours. So that makes my job very, very interesting because we go to different places. So, going back to network, I start to figure it out how I'm going, where I go, and what I'm gonna do with my business, how I'm gonna grow this business. The first thing, I joined chambers of commerce. That's the first thing that I did. So I joined Rocky River Chamber, and I joined North Olmsted Chamber. And that started to work very well. And I started to create the relationships from there. After that, I joined BNI. And that was one of the best steps that I gave. BNI took me years to give me back, but you know, I have the best customers coming from there. So today what I joined BNI. I am a member of North Olmsted Chamber, and I'm very, very active. So I sit on the board of North Olmsted Chamber. I don't have Rock River anymore. I'm a member of something that calls WELD, that's Women for Economic Leadership Development. That's an amazing group. When I go back there, you're going to understand why I'm there. I'm a member of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And I came to a point that I said, I need to make a decision what I want to do with my business. I have a very, very strong presence on the west side. So at some point in my life, I need to figure it out how I'm going to the east and south part. So that's when I make some decisions to not stop doing some groups that I was doing this here and start to go to the east side. You need to come to a point in life and say, where I'm gonna put my money, my energy, and my time. And be there and get involved. And the other thing that I really, I think that's the key when I network is embrace who you are. For many, many, many years, I was always apologizing because my English wasn't very good, because I didn't know how to connect. And certain point you have to stop. And what I want to share with you guys is you have to stop and say, what makes me different? Because let's put it this way, my machines are exactly the same of any of my competitors. We have the same embroidery machine, we have the same screen print machines, the same garment print. So pretty much the job that I do, the work that I do would be exactly the same. What makes me different? What makes me different is who I am. So the moment that I embraced this and I said, okay, the accents here, how I'm gonna be memorable? Well, I think in my case it's very clear, is my accent. So you know who I am, you can see me from distance that I'm there. The other thing is how I'm gonna use what I have and how I'm going to bring this in my advantage and how I'm gonna behave in public. So for example, some tips. When I go to a network group, the first thing that I do, I scan. I scan the area that I learned with you. She's my network buddy, with Tonya. And you scan and you're gonna see, I want to leave this place knowing 6 people, okay? And I'm gonna make sure, so I try to do a little bit homework to see who is going to be there. We don't want to be repeating and repeating and repeating, like always. There is a very fine line between social and network. So you can be there and say hi and have a glass of wine with everybody that you know, but you cannot forget that you are there for something, to bring new customers, new contacts. So what I do some homework, who is going to be there, and I am sure that I'm gonna leave there with at least 6 new people. The other thing that I do, and I think that works very, very well, it is because I don't have a problem, I don't feel embarrassed, I don't have a problem approaching other people that I don't know. I'm always scanning the room and see who is the uncomfortable one. And make sure that I go to this person that's completely the lost soul, you don't have idea where he is, and I will grab him and I say, okay, let me put you under my wing and let's go together. Now you have 2 people. 2 people are easier to connect than one. So you have a buddy that's lost and you go, and this guy will be grateful forever because you ease the way for him or her. So I think this is one of the best tips that I can go. What not to do. If you want me, see me crazy, is that, do you know the picture this guy giving? Okay, here's my car, Here, okay, nice to meet you. The guy doesn't know what he is doing. He's just shoveling cars in your face, and guess what? That car from my hand goes to the trash can in 2 seconds. So I never will give my card. I try to make sure that the person will ask me first for my card, my business card, or I never will give, unless I see that's a very, very important person that I want to connect. How many times I went to tons of networks and I never use any business card because I know that, it's not gonna connect well. So, business cards. Or the other thing that I do, that I think works very, very, very well, I always follow up. When I go back to my office, I make notes on the cards, and I send an email to the people that I want to connect, and I invite for a coffee, or I invite to a get-together, do something creative. So follow-up is extremely important. What else? What else do I do that is important here? Do you guys have some questions or want to talk with me about so far, about something?
Yeah, how did you choose which things to join? Which chambers? Did you just randomly start picking?
Well, no. The first chamber that I joined was North Homestead because it was natural, was the place that I was there. So I joined the chamber, and what I like with North Homestead, because you have 6 different chambers of commerce, and they have an umbrella that calls Power of More. I believe all of you know about this. So that makes the exposure to be with the Power of More. So I meet a lot of people. That North Homestead was the first one. When I start to make a decision that I want to go to the east side, I tried to join Cuyahoga Valley, because that's another good chamber that will say you have 7 little cities. No, not little, but you have independence, 7 hills and blah, blah. But I'm not sure about if I want to put my energy, because that's important. Thank you for asking me this. That's important. When you decide, I have a very, very good presence here. If I make the decision to go, for example, to Cuyahoga Valley, I need to make sure that I have energy, time to be there, because I'm going to start from scratch. So I'm going to start to meet people that have no idea who I am. So I will need to have a lot of energy to start over. Do I want to do that? I don't know yet. There is a lot of thing that's happening that's very important with me, that I'm officially certified woman in business now and minority in business. And that's a huge thing. That took me about, I would say, a good year for both certifications. And this, I think that's kind of going, is a different niche that's bringing me there, that I never thought. Companies need to do business with the percentile of business with minority and with women in business. It is a huge process. Oh my gosh, these guys came to the store because they want to know that you are serious, you exist, but they ask the color of your underwear. I swear to God, was a huge, huge process. Well, now I have it. So I'm kind of working in this area, so that's why it's important. Wealth is important to me. So everything, pretty much what I say, everything that I do, I just don't go to a chamber and say, oh, this is going to be my next step. I go because there is a reason for me to go. And after you have at some point to stop and say, okay, what is working and what is not working? You have to measure what you do. Anything you do, you have to measure, or you're going to throw money away. So where is not working anymore? So how much customer is bringing to me? How much time I'm spending here that I could be spending in another place? Maybe. So I'm measuring all the time. And you come to a point that you have to review and say, okay, I'm going to keep going to this way or not. In our business, we had a huge transformation. I figured it out that what I want to do, I am good with what I'm good at. I'm good with relationships. That's what I do the best. I don't run the machines. Even the business itself, I have Sheila that helps me a lot with everything that happens inside the store, and I have Julie that's the production. Other than that, I am the salesperson. If I don't want to pay anyone else, I have to do this a good job. And that was a big wake-up call for me, because I came to a point, I tried with 2 salespeople, didn't work out the way that it is, maybe because I sell well, and there is a huge difference between marketing and sales. 4? The best, ooh, okay. Okay, 4. Didn't work at all. So the reality is, no one will sell the way that you sell. I have a passion for my business that I cannot force this in anyone else. So, and because I do this so well, because I connect with people and I sell well, my standards are, the bar is very high. So I make the decision, no, I cannot be paying someone to do a crap job. So I'm gonna do that. So that's when I change everything, the plans I change. And I think that we are doing, I'm doing good at this point. But you have a plan. You have to have a plan. Network, it is the first. The first thing, that's what I do. Sometimes Fernando will look at me and say, okay, are you coming home or are you going to the bar? So 99% of the time I'm going to the bar. So that doesn't mean that I'm going to the bar. But anyways, yeah, I go to the bar, I have a glass of wine, but there is something behind the way that I behave. There is a plan. And I always follow this plan. I think the main thing is you have to live there with a number of people that you have to connect. You have to follow up until you get appointment, because that's what we want, right? So you want to make the connection, you want to follow up, because the final goal is appointment. Or you're gonna have 3 months that you try and you close the folder if nothing happened, and next year you're gonna try again. But you need to have a beginning and an ending, or you are gonna be there forever. Right? Some questions, some more. Yes?
Can you share with us an example of someone a door could open up a door to?
Oh my gosh, so many. Yes, yeah. In our BNI group, this happens all the time. Well, we have one member in our BNI group. I never had any referral for him, never. One day he came and he said, I have this, gave me this referral. The referral happens to be Liberty Ford. So they become a very, very big customer for us, all the Liberty Ford. And now we are going to Sunnyside, and now we are going to Burn Moreno, and now we are going, because one dealership talked to the other one, and so now I'm the queen of I don't even know cars. I have the crappiest car ever, and I don't know. And it is not a great car, it's a crap car. It is terrible. Don't try to convince me that's a good car, because it's not. Okay, and I know all these cars now, and it's the leadership, people are talking about us. And you know what? You will start to learn the industry. And I love that. Yesterday we were with Sunnyside, and I sold one thing that I never thought that I would be selling. We sold teddy bears. Little teddy bears, stuffing ugly teddy bears. Can you believe that with a T-shirt saying Sunnyside, we sold to them because the service guys want to put, every time that when they do a job in a car, and they see there is a car seat for a baby or a kid, they just throw, it is a nice thought. And I said, a teddy bear? Things like this happening, and you have a product that you're never gonna, because so far, teddy bears, I always sold teddy bears for nursing homes. For example, that's a great thing for me. So the nursing home, we put a teddy bear with a T-shirt and with the logo in a bed for a new customer, for a new client that's there. I get it. But for car, never. So, but that's one thing that happens. So people talk. People talking. If they are great and happy with the way that you are working, the word goes. And when you have a uniqueness, when you have something that's different, that you have to figure, each one of us needs to figure it out. What is that? What do I have that makes me different from the other person? Just embrace. Because maybe you're going to say, that's not nice. It is nice, and embrace. Embrace makes that better. You need to be noticed. You need to do and say something, and you need to be in a place that people you instantly. So, yes, this is me. Something else? Oh my gosh. Yes, go ahead.
You should,
That's true. Thank you, yes. You know, I didn't even know what was that. Was a customer of mine that nominated me for the Connect choice, and was unbelievable. And here I am, all beautiful and gorgeous in this gala, and I said, what am I doing here? But you know what? It was such an amazing thing that somebody gave my name there. You cannot, this feels so good when a customer that you don't even think that they put your name there. Now, I make sure that I have a relationship with every single customer, every single customer. Even when we come to, we are growing. So, of course, the kind of customers that you have change naturally. You know, you don't have, one of our biggest problem that we have now, it is educate our customers that we don't do one piece. We are not an embroidery shop. We don't want the blanket that comes from Bed Bath & Beyond, the robe that goes there, comes to my store for a monogram. Yes, I will do this as a favor, you know, like, that's okay, but that's not the core of what we do. We want companies, we want quantities, we want to change the idea, and the name doesn't help a lot. When you say embroider me, you think that I'm on the machine sewing. I have no idea how to run. I don't want to learn that, you know. But that's our biggest challenge. And we are starting to do this now. So we are very, very gentle with our customers, people that call and say, okay, we need the name here, we need, okay, stocking, December. Oh my gosh, I dream these stockings are running behind me to try to kill me. Stocking is the big thing in December. So we put kind of a stocking program. If you want stock, you have to bring me 4. Because we have 4 heads. We don't want one head, and you need to understand the machines. You have, for example, one machine has 4 heads, right? So you don't want one head moving and the other 3 just moving without anything. That's a waste of time, money. So you want all the machines running, all the heads running. So we need 4 pieces at least. So we have a little package for stocking now. That's really fun. We have just 4 minimum, 3 or 4 options for color, or people go crazy. Oh, I want the red and blue, but this tone of blue. No, we have blue, red. You know, you have to kind of put together what you can do for that time of the year. And December is a different time, but you have to educate your customer. And with as the time goes, your customers change, because now you are looking for something different. One of my biggest goals is in about a year and a half, 2 years, just close the front, close the, you don't know that. Look, he said, oh. Close the walk-ins, close the front door, and be a sales company, because that's what we do. A majority of our sales are like this, and on the phone we call, we connect, make appointments, make the sales. That's what we do, and go back again. So we don't want the walk-ins. The store is still there. It's going to be for a while there, because we are not at the point yet. But this is one of our goals. It's about educating the customers and change, and embrace the change, because whatever is happening today is not going to be, you have to go with the flow. As the business grow, you have to keep going and learning, and literally you don't know what you don't know, and you need to finish your day knowing one thing that you didn't know the day before. That's it. One thing. So I'm better today than I was yesterday, because I know that one thing. Right? Yes. The Weld. Yes, absolutely. It is a wonderful Weld start, and I think, Lisa, you can help me with that. Weld Start is a national, right, organization. And it's a woman for economic and leadership development. And we had in Columbus, and they just start a new chapter in Cleveland. And I was invited for a mutual friend. Her name is Jessica, and I am in love. These are serious women, very, very serious women. It is a network group, it is, but it's much more than that. There is a huge education, yes. So it is all over the place. So WELD Cleveland, or call me. I think that's easier. Call me and you go with me for the next one. Call Cristina, yeah. We meet every month, and it's really, really amazing. Now, I want to make, for example, if you are really interested, I have a weld that's paid for me on December 15. That last minute I'm going to Brazil, so I cannot go. So maybe you go in my place and you connect with Lisa, and she will introduce you. You're gonna love. It is very, very good. It is amazing group, very good.
And membership is really reasonable. And really try.
But that's exactly what she's saying. Is absolutely true. You don't have money you don't have money, you don't have time, you don't have energy to do everything. Forget about. The other thing is, don't go crazy. I think this is awesome. Don't go crazy enjoying everything, because you are gonna burn yourself. You know, you have a life, right? You have a life, or you should have a life, okay? In my case, in each one of us, we are in different times in life. My kids, I don't have my kids home anymore. It is just both of us and the dog. And the dog is 13 years old. So you know, I have a lot of times in my hand to do that. But if you are in a time when you have a small baby, it's a different time. You have to try the water. And what Lisa said, it is completely true. So you need to feel welcome. You need to feel you like to be there. If you don't like to be there, don't join. Don't join. How many times I went as a sub to other groups, even BNI, that I said, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me here? This is not good. I have zero connection. And also ask to people and to yourself, do I have time to be here and get involved? Because it's not just be there. We're wasting money. If you don't get involved, it's not gonna work. If you don't get there, even with chamber, I do a lot of things for the chamber that is completely unexpected from me, but because I want to grow the chamber. For example, we have, Tonya is on the chamber doing this too. We have a core group now that we want to grow the chamber. So we are going kind of approach other business to join us. Why did I say yes to this? And people said, oh, I'm not gonna be working for the chamber. Listen, if I have a reason to be in front of a business that's not my customer and using the name of the chamber to put my foot in, I'm there. I'm there because I'm gonna say, hey, listen, Mr. Bertero company, I would love you to join the chamber. You have all the possibilities to connect. By the way, let me talk about what I do. I own embroidery and blah, 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 blah. So it is, of course it's from me. I want a reason to be in front of different people and be there. So you need to make sure you have time to do this. You need to make sure, right? Let me just see if I forgot to say something, because I never stop. One thing, you have to I just wrote something that I think that's important. For me, it is the difference between sales and marketing. And everything starts with the relationship, and you are marketing your business and everything. But you need to make sure that you know how to sell also. Or if somebody that's selling for you know what this person is doing. There is a huge difference, and it's very easy to get lost on the process. I go and I say, hey, Tonya, we start to connect, we become social, we become friends, and blah, 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 and that get lost. And I never do the sale. And I think that's the biggest frustration, because never happens something. You need to be able to say, okay, we are friends, I really like you, but now, how can I help you? What is holding you to place the order with me? You know, you need to be direct. Right? Right? I think that's all. What else? Do you guys want to? Go ahead.
You go to a networking event and get information, forget about it.
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I always put in my mind, I said there is an opening and a close. I give to myself a time to connect with. Now, I have a very good system. I have a CRM system. In my case, called Address too. If somebody wants to hear after that, I can share in another time. I put everybody there, and I have a place that I put the history, what's happened, the next, how I'm gonna, the next, how do you say, follow up, yeah. And for 2 or 3 times, I go, if nothing happens, if I try, I make comments to myself. The file will be closed by December, for example. And I close. But I always put the follow-up 6, 7 months after that. So I will connect again. And you know what? Sometimes happens, sometimes doesn't happen. And you need just to, you meet so many people that you need to make sure that you organize yourself, or you're going to end up with a box full of business cards that you have no idea where that comes from. Make notes on the cards. Never do, please, if you have to do a business card, don't do a business card that's all fancy and brilliant on both sides, because you cannot write the business card. You know what I mean? I want to make notes. So at least one side of the business card, make plain paper so people can make notes there. Now, don't make nest notes, because the guard can get lost. So you know what? Let me show you this. It's so funny. Thanks God I did this one time. But I have this on my phone. That, by the way, it's kind of a stick. Is a sleeve, and I put my business card here. So I didn't have, because I give a lot. So, well, okay. But when I go to a network place, you give me your card, I make some notes, and I put back. But now I start to talk. Blah, 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 blah. And do you have somebody asked me, do you have a car? Oh, yes. And I gave to this person somebody else's car. And thanks God, I put the cute guy with it. Can you imagine if it was nasty? So it is, be careful. Be careful, you get distracted. Yeah. So, sorry, husband. Yeah, he guys was cute. He was cute. So,
I just figured it was Fernando's card.
No, it wasn't Fernando's card. But so little things that we do, because you are going more and more and more, you're connecting with people. Oh, one thing. There is another thing that I think that's super, super important. We were talking about this about 2 weeks ago. What do you do if you connect, for example, with 2 insurance companies? What do you do if you now have 2 good relationships in the same industry? Be honest. And that's what I said. I have my insurance going through one company that I trust. We are years. We do business for years. And I met this super nice guy in an event from an insurance company that sent me an email, the nicest email ever. I want to connect because I think we need to talk about insurance and blah, 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 blah. I want to have your business. And from the get-go, I sent to him, I love to have a coffee with you. I would love to get together with you. But let me tell you that I have about the insurance business. I have my insurance companies that I do business for years. They are very good. I'm not going to move. I'm not going to change. But I would love to have a coffee with you because I can help you in a different way. And that's true. Maybe I can, show different ways to this person. So, because when you start to meet a lot of people, this can start to crash. And that's when the gossip starts. That's when the drama starts. Can get terrible. And if you are honest from the beginning with everyone, just is not going to get wrong. Right? Right? Anything else? Nope? Yes. Yes and no. Let me explain. It is a huge franchise, okay? So we have all the websites come through the corporate. We have an amazing website. Now, what I tell my customers, use my website as a guidance. Use my website to see what I do. Don't order. You cannot order anything from my website because it's very customized. It's very personal. You have to imagine that. You come and you say, Cristina, and that's why usually everybody that sells promotional product, what makes us different? Promotional product, embroidery, all of this. You cannot buy this online. There is a huge chance that goes wrong. You have no idea. So, for example, you have your business, you come to me and say, Cristina, I want my logo on my shirt. But I don't want, I think 3.5 inches is too little. I want a little bit bigger. I want a little bit small. And we are going to have a proof for you before we embroider the shirts. We are going back and forth with proofs, but things that you can really see what's going on. There is a huge margin of error, that huge chance that you're going to be unhappy if you don't have me, Yeah. So you have to come to me. So the website, it is awesome. Just go to embroidery-northhomestead.com. It's beautiful, a beautiful website, but contact us. And we go to customers. Customers come to us, but we go to customers. We go to places. So there is no excuse not. It's very personal. The word is not coming here now. It's very personal relationship. We make sure that it's going to happen in a good way. That good? Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for having me with all of